Oh my gosh, I'm so sweaty. I hope I'm so sweaty. I hope this doesn't come on camera. There we go. There we go. Okay. Are we rolling? Not a bad view, right? Not bad at all. Feeling good though. Feeling good. So my name is Callum Raymond. I'm a fitness coach and also a calisthenics athlete as well, and a social media content creator too. So a bit of everything. But all of those things link together, so they all play a part in sort of what I do. I actually went to university, after school, and I ended up going to study film, which kind of plays a role in what I do today, obviously filming. And I learned a lot from that, not only how to edit, but also to work as a team, and also how to help people and be creative ultimately. But whilst I was doing my filming and stuff, COVID ended up happening. Don't know if you remember that. Who doesn't remember that? But whilst COVID was happening, I ended up, taking my calisthenics more seriously. And I was doing calisthenics before that and going to the gym. So my fitness journey started way before university when I was about 14, 15, just doing stuff in my room like bodyweight workouts. But I ended up taking it seriously because, uni and university kind of cut that off, me taking my fitness as, serious, and I had to develop systems myself to be able to keep that up, and COVID kind of helped to open up some more time for me to be able to do that. And so that's kind of where I started to formulate systems that enable me to help people today. So that's part of my journey, a big part of it. And as I was doing my film degree, I ended up getting a job at a gym, like a private gym in London, and ended up doing my PT qualifications online whilst I was working at that gym. Ended up coaching a few people after that gym in another gym, and I just realized that whilst PTing is good and you can help people, and that's ultimately part of my character, wanting to help people, I also realized and understood that you can't help as many people as you would want to. You're only stuck to kind of, I'd say, 20 to 40 people a week. But if you move that to online, I realized through talking to other people, you can coach hundreds, thousands of people. And that's kind of what enabled me to end up starting my social media as well, to end up, just telling more people and showing more people about what I can offer to them and the systems that I built through my hybrid method. And that is a style of coaching that I've created myself and been able to promote on my social media, and it's developed a lot of interest and helped a multitude of people, a lot of people, around the world. You're not just stuck to kind of one, country or one area. You can help people all around the world, and that's kind of why I love what I do as well, because, I can see the progress of people anywhere in the world all the time. And it is an amazing feeling just to know that you're helping people from literally any country in the world, and at all times of the day, because you've got to realize that these people are in like different time zones as well. So it's not just your day, it's even when you're sleeping, they're making progress just because of the systems that you've developed and put in place for them. So it really is crazy, and that's kind of why I'm in the position that I'm in now, because of all those three things. Doing the fitness coaching to begin with in person, and then moving it to online coaching, which I do now, and also just building and creating my social media to really increase and boost and expose my impact on, the fitness world. Yeah, so the way that I actually help people is through my hybrid method. So the hybrid method is a form of training that I've created due to the fact that I've tried both calisthenics and I've done more weightlifting, using weights, even bodybuilding. I've done a little bit of powerlifting in the past as well. And so all these styles of training, as well as just working on your mobility, which falls into the calisthenics realm as well, is something that I'm really big on. And I think that a lot of people kind of choose one discipline and one style of training when they could just include everything. And that's why hybrid is the thing that's really stood out in terms of incorporating multiple ways of training, not just one. Why would you neglect a certain part of your physique? And the people that I focus on the most with this style of training is busy, career-driven men who don't have a lot of time to work out, who maybe overwork themselves potentially sometimes and don't have the energy to. They neglect their nutrition. They obviously can neglect their mobility as well, just from sitting at the office all day. And so these are the people that I target and help, because these are the people that struggle the most, and these are the people that want to be able to not only support themselves but their families and their future selves Because, some people even come to me on the calls and say, I want to be able to play with my kids in the future. And, if I'm not in shape, then I'm not going to be able to do that. So those are the people that I help. I think because of the fact that a lot of these people focus on work and are very career driven, it makes them suffer a lot in their overall health. And I hear the same stories, every time of people who say to me like, my health has taken a downward spiral, but although it kind of happened slowly, it's all of a sudden kind of sprung up on me. Maybe I've got these back issues now, or shoulder issues, or knee issues, something like that. And maybe they've put on a few more pounds than they would have. They're overweight now. They've got a bit of a belly. A lot of things are very similar in the way that people explain them to me, the people that I help. And I think a big part of the hybrid method is figuring out a way and building a way for them, creating a program and creating a health plan ultimately to improve their life that includes ways that we can fit in workouts and training into their schedule, because everyone has a different schedule. You can't just give someone like an 8, 10, 12 week plan and that's built for everyone and say do it, because everyone has a lot of different things in their life, whether it is work, whether it's their family that they have to go and provide for or spend time with, because everyone wants to spend time with their family, that's normal. And maybe they don't have the options that they would like at work in terms of food. So the hybrid method enables people that are career driven and very busy to get in shape with minimal time and honestly kind of minimal planning, because they don't have to do anything themselves. I will, and my team will create them the plan that they need to see success, and it will be their own individualized, personalized, customized plan, and it will be built for them to guarantee success and progress every single week. And that is not even an exaggeration. So the way that we do that is by first putting them on a tester week, which is the first week of training that I'll usually give to people. After the tester week is done, I collect all the data and their performance and then put that into a personalized plan. But obviously their struggles, their personalized struggles, and their personalized goals as well, what they want to achieve, is also factored into that equation. And then all those three things are put together and put into one cohesive plan. And then every week we build on that plan. And these workouts usually entail hybrid style training. So you've got calisthenics in there so they can improve in their body weight strength. And you've also got weightlifting and weight stuff in there as well. And I combine these two things together to get the best of both worlds, as I've mentioned in so many pieces of content before. So, what's the point in just working on one style of training and one discipline when you can do all of them and not neglect anything? Because maybe if you do weightlifting, you might neglect your mobility. Maybe if you just do calisthenics, you're not going to build as much muscle or tone up as much as you would want. So including both is really where you're going to find the most success in your fitness journey. And that's a big thing that I pride myself in, including both of those disciplines in there, or even more than that, not just that, because I've done weightlifting, I've done calisthenics, and I've done bodybuilding. All these things I've already done. I know that all of them have a really good attribute about them and a really good feature of every single one. So for instance, calisthenics is going to be good for mobility. Bodybuilding is going to be good for toning up your body and building the physique that you want visually. And then powerlifting can also be good for explosive movements and also just building a lot of strength. Obviously, all of them can do that, but if you just combine all the different features and include the different rep ranges, include the whole times, include some skills in there, you can build the physique of your dreams and be able to do things that you didn't even think were possible. So why not do all of them? Of course, nutrition is a big thing as well, and I give people the exact foods that they should be eating with a busy schedule. So even when they're out and about, maybe they're traveling as well, these people can actually still eat the foods that they need to eat to see success in their own personalized fitness journey. For instance, everyone has, a different amount of calories, different amount of protein that they need to be consuming to maybe build muscle, lose weight, etc. And so giving them the calories that they need and just giving them the foods that they need to implement into their diet is really the key with this, and it goes a long way. And a big thing for me is not being, really kind of forceful and really strict at the start and just being like, okay, we're going to switch up your whole diet straight away. Like, that's not realistic. It's going to overwhelm a lot of people, as I said, and it's just not healthy. So the best thing to do is gradually start to improve their diet over time, every single week, maybe implement a little more into their diet in a good way, and they'll be able to seamlessly improve their diet and see success in their physique, because obviously diet is a big thing as well. But not only do I focus on the training and the diet, those are just the first two things, but mindset, motivation, discipline, consistency, and sleep and supplements. All these things are also very big, and they also play a part in your success. And so I also help people in that way as well, just to maybe build them a schedule for their morning routine, their evening routine, help them out with the supplements that they need, help them out with ways that they can, get prepared for their evening to ensure better recovery. Things like cold plunges can help, things like saunas can help. And I'll get into that in hopefully the other questions if you ask any similar ones. Okay, my fitness journey. So I have a very interesting fitness journey, and I don't think a lot of people have had the same one, but I think that's what makes me stand out to not only other coaches, but to a lot of people in the fitness industry, because not a lot of people have been skinny and fat at the same time. So when I first started my fitness journey around 14, 15, I was really skinny, like a rake. I think you see a lot of people online who are quite similar in that sense, that, have a goal to bulk up, and a lot of people follow their journey based off of that because it's inspirational. And I got to the point where I got past the point of wanting, the physique and weight that I wanted, and I got too big. So I started off skinny, got bullied for it. And it's not a sob story, that's just what happened. When you're skinny, kids will take advantage, and that's just school, right? And I was skinny to the point where I just didn't feel comfortable in myself, and I didn't feel like I was in my own body, if that makes sense. I just felt like I should be bigger in my body and more masculine. And I didn't really have any threat to anyone, if that makes sense. Not that I'd want to scare anyone, but you have to protect yourself in this world. And I feel like if you don't have that kind of physique that you would want and that you're comfortable with, not only is it going to play into your confidence, but it's going to play into how you carry yourself and how other people see you carry yourself, which is going to affect how people view you as well, which you want to be able to control in some sense. If you go into maybe a job that you want, or maybe you're trying to, get a girl or something, or, trying to impress someone that you want to impress, you want to be able to put in the most effort possible and show them that, you're a serious guy, you're a serious person. So those were ultimately my motivations at the start, just to get bigger, to feel confident in myself and feel like myself ultimately. And then eventually I got to the point where I was way too big because I bulked up too much, took the bulk too far, as a lot of people say. I ate a lot of carbs actually, a lot of like brioche chocolate chip buns, I remember that. A lot of hot cross buns as well, if you know them. And a lot of sandwiches as well, a lot of toast, I remember that. And I bulked up way too much, had way too many calories, and I developed a lot of stretch marks. And that made me feel uncomfortable as well, because not only did I have stretch marks, I was also fat ultimately. I had a lot of stomach fat, and I just didn't like the way I looked. I was chubby. So then I had to deal with being too chubby after being too skinny. So I went from one extreme to the next, which is pretty funny to think about now, but it's a serious thing. And a lot of people underestimate the impact that it can have on your mental health as well, because trying to find the physique that you want and the physique of your dreams ultimately is a big thing for a lot of people, and you want to feel comfortable and confident in your own body. And if you don't feel like that, then it can really wear you down and tear you down. And that's kind of where I found myself after I went from skinny to fat. When I first started, I was doing calisthenics, and then I ended up adding a lot more kind of weightlifting stuff and bodybuilding stuff into my training plan, and that's what kind of blew me up a little bit too much. And also my mobility suffered because of that, and I couldn't do things that I used to do when I was more skinny and more lean. So then from this point, I ended up creating a plan that included both. So I included calisthenics from when I was younger, and I also included some bodybuilding stuff and weightlifting stuff that I learned. I was able to lean down because of this. I was able to build the physique that I want. I was able to be a lot more mobile. I was able to just feel healthier overall and not heavy, not look chubby, look lean, but also keep onto the most muscle possible and shape my body in the way that I wanted. That's kind of what I always wanted, and that is how I enabled myself to build the physique that I want through going through these different extremities and finding the sweet spot. So now I'm in the best shape of my life, and I love the way I look and I wouldn't change a thing. Of course, there's always things to improve on with anyone, you know? And so I'm not done. I don't think anyone should be done in their whole life, you know? You can never go and say you're the best possible you've ever looked, you know? You can always improve. And that doesn't have to be, you know, a bad thing. That can be a good thing because it enables you to work on yourself every day and you feel good because you've worked hard. But overall, I'm the happiest, most confident, most energized, and healthiest I've ever been. Why do I do what I do? I couldn't imagine myself doing anything else. I just can't. I'm a very generous, giving, selfless person, I would say. I would like to think I am anyway. And I give a lot of energy to other people, and I think a lot of my clients would probably agree with that because of how much time I spend with them, even when, you know, maybe we're scheduled for like a 20-minute call, it usually goes overtime to 45 minutes, sometimes even an hour, just because I really care about making sure other people see the progress that they deserve. And I do it because I love it. Like, it sounds cliche, but I love what I do. I love seeing other people win. I love seeing people go through the journey that I've been through and come out the other side feeling the best they've ever felt. And it's really satisfying, and it's an amazing feeling. Like, it fills me with not only joy, but fills me with a sense of emotion that I can't really describe. I can't really put it in words, but it's almost like, I was gonna say better than sex, but that's a bit crazy. You know what I mean? It's up there, you know, it's one of the best feelings on earth. When you can have and find the knowledge that I have, and give it to other people in ways that they will understand and can take on board and see the progress and achieve the physique that they've always dreamed of. Unmatched feeling, unmatched. Proudest achievement. I think I have a lot of achievements that I'm really proud of in life. I'm a very hardworking person overall. I wasn't always like that in my teen years. Maybe because I didn't really know, you know, what I wanted to do at that point. I don't think, you know, you don't need to know when you're really young. You know, you learn as you get older. But I think one thing I'm really proud of is getting my film degree. So, you know, getting past university, just getting a degree overall. I think that's a big thing, like, and a good grade in my degree as well. I'm really proud about that. I'm proud of, you know, building a social media presence that enables people to be part of a community and want to see other people win. And, you know, that all started just because I created my social media, which is crazy to think about. I'm really proud of that. And I think I'm really proud of a lot of clients that have made so much progress and have changed their lives just from working with me. I'm proud of one of my clients specifically, actually, that took the leap to join me and really change their lives because they knew they weren't doing enough. So Samuel comes to mind. You know, he started in probably the worst spot, I would say, in terms of his health. He wasn't working on it. He had a desk job, works from home, doesn't have much social interaction apart from when he's on calls with people. He does like sales from home. So yeah, and he knew he could be doing more, and I just pushed him to that next level, built him a plan, built him systems that catered to him and his life, built him a morning and evening routine, enabled him to have a nutrition plan that enabled him to hit his macros as well, so that he had no excuse not to build muscle and progress. And I ended up taking him from pretty much nothing in terms of his physique to, you know, being muscular, seeing his abs. And when he comes on the calls and he tells me that I've changed his life and he's going to continue to work with me for a long time, as he said in his own words, that fills me with ultimate pride, and I'm really proud of that achievement. Yeah, definitely. I think without having a morning and evening routine, you're going to limit yourself with the success and achievements that you're going to have in your fitness and health journey. And overall, it's just healthy. You know, you need to develop some sort of routine and try and build on it each month. So my morning routine is usually, I'll wake up about between 5 and 6 a.m. And usually intermittent fast, so I won't eat anything till about midday. Eat nothing, drink a few glasses of water, usually 1 to 2 to begin the day. Then what I'll do is I'll usually have a cold shower and just jump straight into the deep end with pushing myself out my comfort zone. And it really does energize you, wake you up, and make you feel like you've accomplished something for the start of the day. And not only that, the other benefit that it has having a cold shower in the morning is that you also completely just evaporate your anxiety. And in terms of speaking to people and socializing, that feels like nothing just because you've thrown yourself into this crazy situation, freezing cold water, and you're just in shock, but it calms you down after that. So definitely recommended. And then the next thing I'll do, which is kind of optional, but I feel like it helps a lot, is visualizing and meditating, manifesting, not only my day, but even if it's just 2 minutes. Usually I'll just use my Oura ring for that, which is the ring that I have all the time on, calculates my sleep as well. And they have on the Oura ring app, it enables me to, meditate for 2 minutes, just chill out, and they have loads of different things on the app that you can use, and that's what I do for meditation. Then I will go to the gym, and usually I'll walk to the gym, which takes around 20 to 30 minutes, and that'll be walking whilst I'm fasted, so I'm essentially doing a little bit of cardio, low intensity whilst I'm going to the gym, which enables me to kickstart my metabolism, start burning fat straight away in the morning. Even if it's just like a few calories, that's still good, right? And that's going to carry out through the rest of the day, carry on through the rest of the day. And then the next thing I'll do is go to the gym, do a strength workout, usually 30 to 60 minutes typically. After the gym, I'll hit the sauna, recover, and whilst I'm in the sauna, sometimes I'll be on my phone kind of either replying to clients, or I'll be planning out my whole day in terms of what I need to do and kind of refreshing myself of what tasks need to be done first. To be honest, I'll do my list of what I need to do the night before. Yeah, usually I will include doing like a checklist or tasks that need to be done in my evening routine, but that won't be the first thing I'll start off with. Number one is have my dinner. So that would include a high protein meal, usually around 60 to 80 grams of protein, sometimes can be a little bit higher than that. And that's just to make sure I get enough protein to recover when I do go to sleep. The next thing I'll do is usually reply to clients, sometimes whilst I'm eating, just kill two birds with one stone kind of thing, and just make sure everyone's okay with the workouts, the training, nutrition, whatever they need help with. The next thing I do is very interesting because it's the last time I'm on my phone in the evening. So I usually set my alarm at the same time that I do this. And that is pretty much, as I said earlier, planning out my whole day in terms of what tasks need to be done first in order of importance. Number one is going to be the most important thing. The last thing is going to be something that I can try and do if I get enough time. And I think that's how you should structure your to-do list. And usually I get that done the night before because I can wake up and know exactly what I need to do in terms of every single day. The next thing I usually do is start lowering my heart rate and getting my body ready to sleep. Mobility is key, and I always do at least 5 minutes, 5 to 15 minutes of mobility every single night, usually full body. Sometimes I'll do foam rolling instead, so either or is typical. Then usually a hot shower or bath to really lower the heart rate down, get my body settled, ready for bed, and it knows that, my muscles are gonna be relaxed. And so, my brain knows my muscles are gonna be relaxed. My muscles are gonna know that it's time for bed. And it just gets me in the mood to sleep as well. Like usually after a hot shower or a hot bath, when I get into bed, I feel so much more like slumped and just zen, if that's the right word. And the very last thing I'll do to kind of shut my mind off, but to also go to sleep on like a positive note, because it is still productive, and I like the fact that I can go to sleep with that in my mind, and it's gonna be to read like a productive book. I'll usually just read for, I would say like 30 minutes on average, and it's usually a book that is gonna help me in my life, whether it is fitness, health related, or could just be general work related, or just learning something new. That really helps to settle my mind down, rather than having about 100 tabs open, whether that's like work, family, anything else. You just kind of focus on that book, read it, take it in, make sure you understand everything, not just read it for the sake of it, but just take it in. And then that enables you to focus on that thing. And that's going to be good, especially if it's productive, because you can go to sleep and just think about that one thing and how it's going to help you the next day. That's what I found is really, really helpful, and I recommend anyone to do that. And the very last thing, which is kind of a little thing, is usually to have some mouth tape that I put over my mouth. I also have one on my forehead as well, just in case the one on my mouth falls or gets messed up when I'm sleeping and moving around. The one on my forehead's like a backup. I guess you could say, like reload. And yeah, that really helps to just breathe through your nose instead of through your mouth. You know, there's a lot of health benefits from breathing through your nose instead of your mouth. And it helps you sleep deeper as well, which is going to mean more recovery over time. And also a little side note, yeah, so this Oura Ring actually helps me to track all my sleep in a lot more detail. So it tracks like your REM sleep, your deep sleep, and also what time you go to bed, so you can keep consistent with a time that you usually go to bed, which is also a very important thing that I didn't really talk about, but that is also important, going to sleep at a regular time. So if that's hopefully between like 9 and 10 or 10 or 11, that would be perfect if you can just stick to that. Make sure you get at least 7 to 9 hours sleep, 7 minimum. And also a big thing to remember, and I've made the mistake in the past, years ago, is to not have caffeine before you go to bed, and obviously not have blue light going into your eyes before you go to bed. So blue light's gonna be things like your phone, your computer, your TV. Try not to have blue light at least like an hour before bed, and you'll have a much deeper sleep. You'll be able to go to sleep a lot easier, because if you have blue light or caffeine, it's gonna keep you up and your body's gonna think that it's time to go, you know, it's go time. So you really have to kind of almost manipulate your body and teach it that it is bedtime. And that's done through all the things that I've listed, and that helps me to just settle down and have a deep sleep and recover.